Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This video is going to be a quick one talking about the illusion of being ready and waiting to be ready or waiting to feel ready, and how this one illusion can literally be the very thing that's going to keep you from your dreams, from your desired reality for the rest of your days if you don't catch yourself from this trap. When you think about something that you currently don't have yet, or you're currently not doing it, or you're currently not being yet, what is between that? What is that state of being ready that you're waiting for, personally for you? Usually it comes down to the waiting of one day, just feeling confident and feeling comfortable and not having any fear for going for it or for doing the thing, right? But when we zoom in, is it possible to build something, to expand, to grow something bigger, or not even necessarily something bigger, but something different, without leaving your comfort zone, without stretching your comfort zone, without doing something unfamiliar, something that feels uncomfortable, literally? It's not possible, right? The only way to feel confident, to feel fully comfortable, and to feel fully in control is by staying in the comfort zone. And that's why when you're waiting for this place or this state or this feeling of readiness, you will be waiting for the rest of your days, because it's literally a trap. There is no place, there is no state, there is no timeline that you just magically one day get to, even by all the possible preparation, no matter how much you would visualize or meditate or whatever it might be for you. You can't get there without actually going for it, without actually doing the thing, because it's not a place, it's not a state, it's not a timeline, it's a decision. Being ready for something bigger, it's a decision to start. And that's when you're ready, and then you become ready in the process. Life will provide you all the things you need to be growing into it. Otherwise, you would not have the desire. Otherwise, you would not be called for this thing, whatever that is for you, whatever that's starting a business or starting a YouTube channel or finding a partner, whatever it might be, something new, something different that is currently not your reality, or making a different amount of money, living in a different country, living in a different setup, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter, it can be anything. But the trap, what I see most people are experiencing with their current life and with the life that they would desire to be living, the results that they would desire to have instead, what is between actually taking action and start bridging that gap, is this waiting to be ready and thinking that there is something that you need before you can start taking action and moving towards your goal, moving towards your desired reality. And the truth is that when you think about something that you truly desire, if you would feel 100% ready and 100% comfortable, you're probably not dreaming big enough. You're probably settling for something less than what's there for you, what's your true potential. Because if you feel fully comfortable and there is no fear, there is no stepping into something new, something unknown, there's no expansion, there's no growth in it, there's probably something in you kind of talking you down into safety, into keeping yourself small in some sort of way. So the feeling of not feeling fully ready is actually good. It's an indicator that you are dreaming big enough, that you are desiring something that's going to grow and expand you. And it's a very fine line, this combination of excitement and fear. To choose something different, to build something different, to do something different, and to become something different is uncomfortable. It is scary because it's unfamiliar and it's out of our control, and there is an aspect of risk to it. There might be all these sorts of thoughts of what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I'm judged? What if I'm... all these sorts of, you can feel in, right? So there is in a way a sort of risk to it, and it can be very scary, and there is definitely things that you can do to kind of like bridge this gap. It's not just like if something feels like too like literally horrifying, it's not about just like burning your nervous system, just jumping headfirst into something that you're actually not able to handle. So it's kind of like a sweet spot of feeling into what is an actual actionable step that you are able to do with that sweet combination of excitement and fear that you're able to handle, that you move kind of gradually towards your goal and towards your desired reality. I can't say what that is for you because it's individual, it's your path, but it's about you learning to tune in. Where are you fooling yourself by telling yourself that you're not ready, and you just keep like in this waiting energy and this playing small energy and just going around and avoiding and distracting and consuming? And where is it actually something like, okay, that's like too far? For example, if your desire is to, I don't know, be a public speaker, and you would never have done anything in those lines, you wouldn't probably want to start by like booking yourself somehow. I don't know if it would be even possible, probably some way to like have an audience of like 500,000 people, and that would be your first gig. That probably would be like, you would just fry your nervous system, right? So there would probably be a gradual process that you would like grow your capacity of receiving that energy and be visible and be exposed. So of course, like there is a path to things, and usually that goes natural as well, because everything matches to your internal energy as well. So it's like trying to do too big of leaps and jumps is usually, I don't want to say impossible, because nothing is impossible, right? But it's just the understanding of where you are at and what your guidance is telling you to do, and being like radically honest with yourself, that you don't find yourself in that trap of just giving yourself this explanation that, no, I'm not ready yet, and I'm not ready yet, and a year passes by, and another year passes by, and 5 years pass by, and a decade, and life goes by fast. You want to keep waiting that you're ready, or you want to actually start moving towards that kind of a life that excites you, and that is that desired reality, and has those things that lit your soul on fire. And a personal example is very present for me is this very YouTube channel. I've been postponing this for so long. I've been creating content on and off in different kind of areas for quite a long time already, but I've had so many years this desire to really step in this version that I'm now, and share my life experience. And I have so many passions and so many desires to serve, but I've just been for way too long postponing it by all these reasons why I'm not ready, and I need to first practice more the camera, and I have to have a better setup, and I have to this and this and this and that, until I just realized like there is no other way. Like I can meditate and visualize and affirm as much as I want and practice the camera, but as long as I'm just behind closed doors, not putting myself out there and actually start to share and post and allow to just be messy and be imperfect and learn as I go and decide to be ready, nothing is going to happen. I'm not going to move forward. I'm just not going to magically just one day have that dream fulfilled if I'm not willing to put in the reps, if I'm not willing to learn, if I'm not willing to take the risk of failure, of it not working out, whatever that even would mean. And sitting with this and working with this thought, I really came to that realization that it's literally one decision away. The decision that I'm ready and I'm just gonna start. And even if the audio level is off, even if the camera settings are not perfect, even if no one is gonna watch it, who cares? That's why it feels funny, like it feels so aligned to share this as one of the first videos, is this topic, because it's so present for me. And there's probably examples in your life as well where you have had something that you've already achieved, where you've been on this edge of like not feeling fully ready, but then you went for it anyway, and use that as proof. Use that as proof for yourself. Like, I've done this, I didn't feel ready, and I felt horrified, or whatever it might be. And look where you are now in that area. Also, a big thing was to detach from the results. This has been a big theme for me. I think many of you can relate. It's like if there is an attachment to something external, how other people are gonna react, how others are gonna perceive you, what others are gonna think about what you do or what you don't do, or if you were to change or choose something different, if there is an attachment to the external, that usually brings in a lot of fear, because that's usually out of our control, right? So that can bring in a lot of pressure and a lot of tension. And this was what I was experiencing. It was like this huge pressure of like, oh, I have to, like, even just watching other creators and getting inspired, but there was also this component of comparing myself and thinking, oh, they're already so far, they're already so good, and I have to be at that level, and I have to have all these views, and I have to have these perfect thumbnails, and I don't know how to do this thing and that thing, and there was just like this overthinking, right, that we tend to get into easily. And then just kind of like bringing myself back into like, what's the why? What's the reason why I actually want to do this? And when I really came down to it, and it's literally my desire to express and to create and to serve, and the trust that when I just follow that, results will eventually follow in whatever way it might be. And I might not even know, maybe it's not even going to be in this platform, maybe it's going to be something totally different, but I know that the guidance is like following the passion and the desire, and to act on it, and to not wait for the clarity, because the clarity comes through the action. And the funny thing is that my only regret now, when I actually started to get into action and started to finally do the damn thing, is my only regret is that I didn't start earlier. With a little bit of humor, like I'm thinking like, how far would I be if I would have just started, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever that is now, when I started to really feel this desire to read, like how much further would I be now? Like how much more would I have learned already, instead of just like being in this waiting energy and like just watching YouTube videos and trying to practice without actually taking action on it. Eventually was also the kicker why I started, because I started to realize like years just go by, and before I actually do the damn thing, and before I make a change, nothing is gonna change. So I encourage you to feel into what is it for you that you've been putting off and postponing and waiting with the excuse of not being ready or not feeling ready, and making a decision to be ready and to just start and to trust that you're going to figure it out. Because if you don't, you're just going to be waiting, and time is going to pass and life is going to pass, and your time is your most precious asset, because that's something you're never going to get back. And we only have this one life in this form, and it passes. Whether you are living in alignment with what your soul is calling and desiring, or whether you're not, whether you're playing small and you are settling for something way less than what's in your potential. So I encourage you to really sit with this, meditate on this, whatever way it is for you, to really get clear on what is it that you truly desire and what is it that you've been putting off with the excuse of not feeling ready, and just deciding that you are.